world, it is Sheila, and it has been about a year since I got my type back from OP. And for those who don't know, it's Objective Personality. You can find him Dave Superpowers on YouTube. And so I think it's been right about a year, maybe a little bit more, about a year. And I was typed double feminine, FISE, consume, play, sleep, blast. And that is an ISFP. And I didn't have an issue with my type at all. I accepted it right away because I had the human needs figured out. Prior to getting my type back, I made a guess for myself, and I got the human need of significance, which was my FI, and I got the human need of new, gather, novel, and that was my SE. But I thought I was an ENFP. I thought I was more balanced with the thinking, feeling, and people. And I thought I was N above S. And what I realized is because my sensory is feminine and my NI is masculine, and I just lean heavier on my NI for things, but the SE's just running in the background, constantly gathering, and I'm putting all those together, and then I'm like, ooh, that's my NI conclusion, that's my NI path, and that's where I feel more solid because it's masculine, and it's also, my sleep is third, that's third, it's kind of my hobby animal where I'll just sit and think about the future and think about my path. And so when I'm sleep hobbing, thinking about things and ruminating over things, it's NF, and it's double masculine. It's my FINI and masculine. So when I'm just thinking and pondering and praying and doing all those things, it's NF. And I've always felt very NF, but I am SF and I'm SE. But learning what that really means, it totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. I see myself as a gatherer, very much so. I need new so much. I almost put more of my effort into the SE, and the FI is just white noise. And so because of all my hobbies and my interests, it's just new. I need new and gathering. My atmosphere, I need new, walls. I'm like, oh, I've had that wall color for 2 years. I'm bored. Let's paint. I've had that comforter color for, a year. It's spring. It's new. Let's have something fun and new. It's the people that can have the same couch for 30 years in their home. That would drive me crazy. I even remember when I was a young kid, I was always like, Mom, we should change the furniture around in the living room just to have new, something different. Put the couch over on this wall and put the TV over here. I craved that new, different, so much in my life, which luckily, husband-wise, I don't. I always laugh because I'm like, that is my one constant in my life, but he's my crazy chaos monkey, and I think his chaos and his newness every day keeps me happy. If I had like a boring husband that liked routine and liked, just everything so structured, I think I would have went crazy. I don't know. Maybe not, but I love my little chaos monkey. And so I digress. See, when we talk about SE and channel changing, there's a channel changing. I realize how much I channel change. Like, topic here, topic there, go off on this tangent, go off on that tangent. I cannot keep a straight concept. I will always come back to it. I'm not as chaos as the NEs that are all over the place. But, what was I talking about? Chaos monkeys. Change, SE. What's the topic of this video? Oh, 1 year. After 1 year of having my type. So, I think it has helped me see my issues in life. The biggest one being the people issue. And being able to put a label on it, like, with going too deep into my own thing, my own hobby, my own passions, and not, poking my head out of the sand and checking on others, that has caused probably the biggest tidal waves in my life, with friends like, you haven't called, what's going on? Are you mad at me? And I'm like, no, like, I just forgot about you. Especially my extroverted friends that need that checking in. That's a lot of work. But if I value that friendship, I'm going to put that work in, I realize. But maybe that's why, as an IP, I like just having a small little knit. And I'm realizing as I'm getting older too, I used to really pay attention to I have a hard time giving too much of myself to people right away. Like, I've talked about that fence and that guard. But it has caused issues sometimes because I will give them a little bit of what I think they can handle. And so, for example, a friend of mine and we've known each other maybe about 6 years or so. I've always given her the Sheila that I think she wants to hear, because she's a real sensitive person, and I could tell that right away. And so I didn't want to give too much of me, because I can be a little harsh, I can be a little blunt, I can be a little much for a sensitive person. And so I would sugarcoat a lot around her, and as time went on, I would feel a little safer, and I'd give her a little bit more, less sugar, and a little bit more, less sugar. And we kind of had a little blow up, and she's like, you've changed so much in the last few years. And I'm thinking, have I really changed that much? I know we're always changing and evolving somewhat, but I don't think I've changed so much in the last 4 years. I sat and thought about it, and I'm like, what she's seeing, or what she's feeling, is she's seeing more of the real Sheila. And obviously she's not appreciating that part of me. And I'm okay with that. I like her as a friend, and I value her friendship. But if she's not going to accept me as who I really am, then that's fine. Then, if we have to part ways somewhat, we will. But I'm realizing it's probably better to not sugarcoat yourself too much, especially if you really like somebody and you're thinking long term, like, okay, I like that person, I want them to be my friend, I should just lay myself out there, and then they can make that decision up front early instead of leading them on and pretending you're this sugar-coated piece of candy when really you're a sour patch kid. And I'm nice, but I can't, I guess my FI comes out, and I will just be blunt and say it like it is sometimes. And if you don't appreciate that, then you're not going to appreciate me. So, I don't know. It's a constant seesaw game, isn't it? Like, you just want that balance in life, and it's a constant learning of how much to go one side or the other before that seesaw falls down and your person you like flies off and leaves the playground and never comes back. But I don't know. I think overall this last year has been great to really understand others and to understand myself and to understand what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, the problems it's causing, or the solutions it's causing. So I think everybody should objectively get their type from somebody other than themselves, because we really have a hard time seeing ourselves completely. And so getting that extra input from the outside world, and not doing your own self-evaluating, because we can kind of not see ourselves clearly in a lot of aspects. Like if you were to walk into a room and meet yourself for the first time today, what would be your impression? I mean, well, one, we can't do it, but because we just, it's not possible. We've been living in our bodies for, all our lives, and you can't objectively see 100%. Some people can see quite clearly, but it's a rarity. Very rare. Alrighty. Have a great day. Enjoy the beautiful day. Bye.